Hello, students. This is just a brief greeting and introductory set of comments just to give you a heads up about a few of the requirements for this course, the 2.1 sections, Tuesday online. Of course, all of them on Tuesdays from 7 to 10 and Wednesdays from 7 to 10. I'll be sending you an email, well, actually a series of emails with more detailed information. And then during the first session on the first night of class for each of those two sections, I will give you a much more thorough overview of what's required. But you also can, and in fact, you should download the two documents I will send you. They will be in PDF format. That's what we're all required, all instructors at Santa Rosa JC, to send our students. So the first two, those documents will be the syllabus. So that's the outline for the whole semester. So you should print that out and keep it. Sorry, I meant with you. You don't have to bring it. You're at home, I assume, when you're watching these videos. And then the same for the one on the two-page handout on course objectives and grading policies. That'll answer a lot of your questions, but I can tell you right off, the most important thing is that if you don't already have the latest version of Adobe Reader, you will need to download that, because that's how all the documents can be opened for you to, read and print out and have with you. And then you will need to have note paper or a laptop next to you when the lectures are happening. And if you miss any lecture, of course, there are advantages to this format. Not a lot. I'm never taught an online class. That'll become obvious as the semester goes, or even right from the get-go. But I've been practicing at some length with a teaching assistant and another former teacher, he's actually ongoing adjunct instructor who's done several online classes, as well as my wife and daughter, who are more tech savvy than I am, which isn't saying much. So I think I will be able to avoid the worst problems, but there's bound to be some glitches as the semester goes. Even the most experienced teachers who've been only teaching online classes for years here before the pandemic have told me expect that with Zoom or any other platform. Since these are all going to be Zoom, I only focus on learning Zoom. Now, we won't be using Canvas. That's another detail. It's important. For the grading, I'm just going to ask you all these instructions will be in detail on the syllabus and the two tests. And just as a quick kind of overview point, there's 4 assignments that your grades are based on of equal weight. They're all worth 100 points. So 400 total possible points for your grade. 2 papers. I'll explain all about how to do those when the time comes. And they're listed in the syllabus, and a midterm and a final. And those you will need to submit as PDFs to me, so I and my readers can grade them and record your grades. And of course, you can inquire what you did and didn't do right, or why you got the grades you got after they're done. So those will all be submitted as email attachments, and the instructions will be in the syllabus. I will say this, and I'll repeat this the first night of class in much more depth. There is one big advantage to this format for an art history type of class. I've been teaching it in person for this. I'm going almost now on 24 years. It's longer than some of you have been alive, I'm sure, at Santa Rosa JC. And I live in Berkeley. So of course, for me, one advantage is I don't have to add 120-mile round trip commute 2 or 3 times a week, like I've been doing, teaching 3 classes a week every semester since 1997. But the other advantage for you as students is that the format lends itself to online instruction pretty well, because it's mostly slide lecture with some maybe a little bit of discussion. That's up to you and what you have, as urgent questions that can be asked. As some of you know, if you've taken a Zoom course, either in a chat format and I may not be able to get back to you right away, but might have to wait for the break or the end of that class that night. Or I would welcome at least at some points before the lecture starts, and probably even during most lectures, your live questions that I may or may not wait till the end of that slide or of that segment till to the break, the end of the break. Because each class being 3 hours, we will take a break in the middle for me to answer, but I certainly wouldn't wait beyond the end of that Zoom session to answer any questions that you have that night during the lectures. So this technology has its advantages, and the slide lecture portion should be pretty smooth, although there'll probably be times when the images will freeze or my voice won't be audible for some reason. Technological glitches, like I said, will happen. It's inevitable, but hopefully only once or twice during each class. Okay, I just wanted to greet you all in time to, give you a heads up that by 6 p.m., before 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August the 11th, 1 week before the first class, the Tuesday night class begins, a full week before, you will see in your email inboxes, all of you who are registered in each of my both classes, we'll see the syllabus as a PDF and the course grading policies handouts. So please do download them, print them out, read them, and keep them handy to have next to you during the first session, because we're going to go over those things on the first night of class. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say at this point. I know that the various skills of how to project oneself on Zoom are something I need more work on. My daughter's told me that. Lighting here, it's even, but I probably look a few shades paler than I am in real life. It's not just my Irish heritage, but the lighting isn't the best, and this is my actually bedroom. You may be able to see an Art Deco poster behind us saying Chicago. If you can, that's a good sign, because I'm going to be using a whiteboard. That's another thing that is a good aspect of this format and the way I'll be teaching this class. I was afraid I couldn't do all of the illustrations that I do. I have a family background of artists. I'm not that skilled, but I learned some of the techniques of drawing from my parents, who were both artists, their whole careers. And so I will use just like I would in a classroom, have been doing at 708 Adelaide Hall, where there's a giant whiteboard. I bought one. It's not as big, but it's big enough, and you'll be able to understand the techniques artists use to compose works of art and how to analyze and write about the compositions. That's part of what you'll need to do on your papers and your exams. We'll do that the second week of class. The first week we'll start slow. As I said, we'll go over the syllabus and we'll go over the course grading policies, and I'll take questions for sure that night, as many as there are. And that way, by the end of that, we will do a few slides. We'll start slow, probably just 4 slides, to get the idea of how to take notes for the rest of the semester and how I'm going to be describing the meaning and compositions of each slide that you'll see that's on the syllabus. Okay, I hope that helps, gives you a little overview. My voicemail, it's not yet out there because it's not on the posted yet, I should say, as an email in your inbox, which it will be within 24 hours by 6 p.m. tomorrow. So anytime after that, Tuesday, the 11th, you can access it. But in the meantime, for those who want to know that if they have an urgent question, you have my email, which is the campus email, and that's mwilson@santarosa.edu, or my personal email. I check both every day, well, at least 6 days a week. And that is Mark, MARKW @AOL. And my voicemail, 24-hour voicemail, is in Berkeley. I don't respond to the campus one. It doesn't work half the time when I'm off campus. But the 24-hour voicemail, you can leave a message anytime, doesn't wake me up, is area code 510-717-6536. It's confidential. You can leave up to 3-minute message and ask any questions you have there, and give me a number to call you back, and I'll do so usually within 24 hours. Okay, I hope that helps. I look forward to an experiment in teaching by computer. And I think it's going to be fun in many ways. It should be, besides interesting and challenging and different, it should be rewarding and enlightening for all of us. Okay, then I'm signing off, and I'll see all of you.